Hey guys, Happy New Year's. Figured to make a small video just about my New Year's resolutions. I have the basic things. Don't eat too much sugar or any candy, which I don't do much of anyways, but I do eat some things with sugar, so maybe cut some of those out, do more cooking for myself, focus more on my fitness and take that more seriously. Let that be a more large part of my life. But there's one serious thing that I wanted for my New Year's resolution. And I thought about it a few days ago, so I figured I'll start it today. And that is to only move with a purpose. Never move blindly again. So what that means for me is that a lot of the times I'll go on Facebook or Reddit or YouTube, and it's almost like I'm like browsing, of course, that's what it would be called, but it's like I'm looking for something to enlighten me. Just waiting, like, come on, I'll refresh the page, close the tab and reopen it. And just be like, hey, come on, where's that little piece of something that's gonna make me feel like a better person and not put in the work for it. Instead, if I move with purpose, I would only go on those websites. I'd only go on any website or do any specific thing if I knew what I was aiming to do, at the very least. I had to have at least a vague notion, like, hey, let's look up how to do this. I don't know what I'll find, but let me try to look for this. I'll be more targeted in my approach instead of this just getting lost in the wonderful web. I think this would help with data addiction. An idea I had that humans can easily get addicted to just the simple data. Information, even though it's useless, we still get addicted to it. So if I'm only moving with a purpose and not just guzzling in any data that I can find, waiting for the right type of data, then I feel like my experience on the internet would be more positive. I would be using the internet as a tool and a resource rather than as a place to burn time and let my mind just wander and melt. Another idea I had, I guess I'll just throw it in with this video, was when I was young, I used to think that when you learned another language, it would just sound like English. Once you learned it, when you spoke it, it would be like speaking English. And there was a process, a time when you were learning the language, I guess I thought somewhere where it would just switch from sounding completely foreign to sounding like English. I didn't realize that it would still sound the same, you would just understand it better. This, of course, doesn't work because they're not the same, and a lot of other languages don't even have the same concepts of English. There's no direct translation, so there's no way that could work. Instead of making another language easier as you learned it, you would make your mind stronger. You would expand your own mind. And maybe at some point it'll become easy and trivial or moderate, not hard anymore. But that wouldn't be because it became easier, it would be because you became better. I guess I had this sort of idea with the universe too. I thought that everything, if it could be explained eloquently, then even simple minds could understand it. It would ring out and sort of enlighten you just at hearing the simple statements and the simple ideas of the universe. And maybe that goes along with kind of what I was looking for when I was just browsing through data forums and sucking all that stuff in. I was just looking for something to enlighten me. And because that's kind of how I viewed the world to work. But instead, I realize now, even though it should have been a very simple realization, sometimes the simplest realizations are the hardest to come by, that to understand the universe, it will be simple and trivial, or at least moderate someday for some people, but those people are going to have to spend a lot of time sharpening their mind, not necessarily just making everything easier to learn. It's going to take a lot of time of building up and a lot of effort, energy, and that's the hard part, to change yourself, but life is supposed to be about change. Alright, so that's my New Year's resolution and my perspective on perhaps how it came to be. Take care, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.